I had my mic muted.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey! Congratulations.
All right then. So, first things first. Good games, guys. It was fun to watch. So, let me know if you have any shoutouts you want to make. Now is a good time to do it.
Yeah.
If not, we can move on to the questions.
Shoutouts.
Ace
Do you have a
first.
Twitter? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Facebook?
Let's pretend that I don't have a Twitter and don't have a Facebook, because that'll make this go faster.
Okay, fair enough.
I've never heard anyone shout out to their Facebook page, though. That would be amusing.
Yeah, add me, everyone.
I have.
Maybe you want to
one
have
person who does
friends.
this. See if
Maybe you want to give your Facebook page a
But-
bit of advertisement so you get your friends counted.
Yeah,
up
some
too.
people use it for business purposes, if you can believe it.
Yeah, there are business pages,
Roll
but
my
mine's
sandwich,
not one of them.
yes.
Let's put it that
No,
way.
mine either is not. So, all right then. So, first game was on merry-go-rounds. Did the fact that Ace was playing random this time change the way you approach this at all? Mercury.
Well, not really. Like, I
We
scouted.
did say the race at the start of the match, so I mean, you could be lying, of course, but you know, other than that,
I don't think I want to have a recorded instance of me lying, not when all the viewers would know immediately.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that's probably why I didn't change my playstyle at all. Because you told me every game.
Oh yes, that's a very fast way of losing your fans.
But when you're playing against, do you do anything different when you're playing against a random player? Do you go for more macro style play,
If
or
it doesn't tell me, I just like scout after pylon, like nine supply scout, and
Of course.
I just go gateway. And usually, when the gateway finishes, I know what my opponent's race is. So and then I can decide for a build. Like gateway works against every race.
Of course.
I guess I have the most problems against Protoss because you have to do like small things against Protoss to not die against like super fast 3-gate and stuff like that. Q is zealot at the right time and stuff like that. And if I don't do it, like because my opponent is random and then he goes for the super fast 3-gate, which I despise. Yeah, then that's
Keep that in
that's
mind
like,
for next time.
I'll actually go clear. What was your plan after you after you got the command center up? Because notice now you kind of went for like a 13cc. It was a very fast command center. You know, so obviously you could have had a plan in mind. What did you?
Right. Yeah, the plan was to go CC first and then gasless mass marine, which was supposed to be enough that marines and bunkers was supposed to hold off early pressure and then delay his expansion into a marine mine style late game. But it turns out that it wasn't enough to hold his early pressure, and he didn't try to expand on the engineering bay. So I'll have to tighten up the defensive timings on that one.
Oh yeah, and of course the Oracle happened, which Marines died literally instantly too.
I don't think the Oracle was the decisive thing there.
Yeah, it was the many stalkers as well, and that kind of, you know, busted the front, and then the Oracle just ran back and just finished it off.
Yeah, it just waved hello and added some color to the game. You should have done the disco ball dance.
Disco ball, yeah, I should have done the disco ball, but that would have been BM though. So,
I think the problem was that you went eBay block against after CC first, and then your Rex is so late that I arrived with my zealot before your Rex is even halfway through.
No, I think the Rax was finished by the time your Zealot got there. I was pulling Marines up the ramp, just planning to lift the command center, so I didn't come down and engage as soon as the Marines were ready. But it certainly was behind in military production.
Yeah, I don't think you can go CC first into eBay block. It's too greedy.
Yeah.
yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm now of that opinion as well.
Yeah, I think a couple more I noticed you kind of started the bunker at the ramp, but the natural was kind of completely undefended, so it was literally a zealot just hacking and slashing their way at the SCVs, and doing some poking and prodding at the CC, and couldn't really do that much about it. I mean, the bunker was like half done at that point, so yeah, probably a cancel on the eBay would have been a good choice, probably.
Yeah, good idea. I didn't think of that.
So you kind of get the extra minerals back for the
would
bunkers.
have maybe held it would have been like 2 bunkers a little more far behind, not like directly in the wall, because I had like 3 zealots and a stalker when your bunker finised, and then I just killed it.
Oh,
Well,
the
at the time
surface
that
area.
I had to retreat from the natural, I was kind of in panic mode anyways. Because I wasn't. I forgot that Protoss can warp units to the front. That's a new feature in StarCraft 2, so it's on. Without that, you would have had a lot of trouble making that early pressure work.
Oh, well.
At the task, whoopsie. That's totally okay. Well, you were going RVP, so it's totally fine. But yeah, overall, very well played. Yeah, I love it. Good stuff.
Okay. But yeah, I was part of the reason I was. Let's see here. I also wanted to ask kind of like a similar question for you, Ace. Is there anything you do differently when you play with random, since you don't necessarily get to plan out what you're going to do each game?
As or against?
As random.
As random. Well, I try to have all 9 matchups ready, but I haven't played. I haven't done much of TVP, TVT, or PvP recently, so those were a little rusty.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, I try to have all the matchup planned, and then when I'm not telling them which race I am, I usually skip the early scout, because if they don't scout and I don't scout, then they don't know which race I am for quite some time, which can make my more aggressive strategies work even more powerfully. But given that we were just telling him which race I was, I decided not to skip the scout this time.
You could have kept it a secret just to make it a bit more interesting, you know, to see how he reacts. I love to see that.
Perhaps, but
Yeah,
Well, not skipping the scout worked out very well for you in the second game, I guess.
well, no, the second game. Well, you don't really send out a drone scout with feeling expand, but I did send a late drone scout, and yeah, that was effective. Even though, as I said,
that game was awesome, dude. the lockdown on the natural, and then like, oh hello, there's a base in my base. There's a base in my base.
I wasn't expecting that to work, because I told him last game that I do proxy hatches in Protoss base. So.
Yeah, like I was gonna scout, and then I forgot about it. I saw the drone go into the fog of war, and I thought I need to look where this drone goes, and then I forgot.
Well, the Zerglings, I think that before the hatch finished, the Zerglings had control of that section of your main anyway.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. OP tactics. I couldn't do anything. What the fuck?
Well, I don't think it's actually safe to fast expand versus Zerg the way you did. So either gateway first and apply some pressure, or you need to wall off the natural.
Yeah, but I think walling off the natural with Nexus first is a lot more dangerous than building the forge in base.
Oh yeah, the forge. Building the forge in the base is it is legit. Obviously, if there's like a 6 pull or something, well, there probably wouldn't be one in the Frost, because that Frost is like a total anti-rush map. But now, say there was a 6 pull, then a forge in the main means you keep the forge and you can cannon up your main, and you'll be totally defended.
Yeah, I don't think 6 pull on Frost at this league is.
It's probably likely.
Against.
Well, yeah,
I do it occasionally just for that reason, but still.
If I get Sling Rush and I have a Forge in base, I don't really have a problem.
Yep.
But the proxy hatch, like, made it a little bit harder.
Then
So if you get Sling Rushed and you've got the Forge in base, how do you expand? Zerg has you contained for some time, even without
Yeah,
that.
but I can just keep building probes, and I'll have like 10 probes ahead of you.
Yeah, I think you'll hit the 16 probes a lot quicker than that.
From what, interestingly enough, there are actually people who would use that 6-pull on Alterzine and Kodos. That was the thing they would do. They would do a double drone scout, hope to catch the guy fast expanding, and then.
Yeah, I saw that
in
ZVT once. 6-pull on Ultrazine.
Yep.
Wow.
And the guy didn't CC first. He did CC first, but he didn't do it in his wall.
Yep.
Because like who sling rushes on Ultrazine? Sling rushes.
Unfortunately, that guy did. But yep.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, I guess that's a thing that you can do, and then you can, you move on to the next game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It kind of depends. Like if no damage is actually done at all, then the Zerg is actually pretty far behind. Even if they are contained, like if you try to expand, then Protoss can kind of forgate you pretty easily.
Yeah, but if I wouldn't, if I didn't see the vulnerable expansion as natural, then the Zerglings would have been denying pylons and just giving map control while I expanded instead of doing any attack.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he did go for the Nexus first, so that was quite sync in Mineral.
And then the attack happens. But yeah, I got a little question. For Mercury.
Yes.
Now, do you think going for in that second game? Do you think going for Robotech and stuff Stargate Tech would be a bit more viable? I mean, you could have got some Immortals out and then I think that would have been kind of a safer choice against all those like spines and stuff that were kind of controlling your main. Because you went for a Stargate and then you went for an Oracle, and the Oracle, it kind of didn't do that much. I think it killed like 2 drones or something.
Yeah, the thing was, I thought he didn't have that many queens, so I bursted that one down, and then another one came, and then I knew, well, Oracle's not gonna do much anymore.
And then it was defended, and then from that point onwards,
he had like one
Oracle,
extra
get out of here.
Between the 2 bases, and that's what finally.
I always build extra queens, ZVP, because it defends everything.
Anything that's
early game, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't think you had extra queens because of all the spines and so on, all the minerals you spent. That's why I thought Oracles might work.
Yeah.
Just bring down your drone count a little and go back to not a normal game.
Yeah. You can't go back to a normal game after the proxy contain.
Well, I tried.
It
almost worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been pretty difficult.
If you attacked like half a minute later, I would have had thermal lanes and stuff. Maybe. Nobody knows. I also had 1-1.
And I had, I think 2-2. Or was it almost not
2-2?
quite done? Yeah. I was researching 2-2 near the end. I don't know if I completed. The other side's allowed to get upgrades too.
So let's see. Last game on Overgrowth was really interesting. When you go for the proxy 2K like that, do you usually go with the second pylon? Or
no,
is that an error or what?
Yeah, I spent too long deciding on my strategy, and by the time I decided to go for the proxy 2 gate, it was all for that strategy you need to send your probe out at the very start of the game. So I thought that, well, I'll build 1 pylon in my base and then I'll be a little behind, but no one expects proxy 2 gate. It turns out they don't expect it at this time because it doesn't work. So, but I have had a proper proxy 2 gate work against Masters Protoss simply because he wasn't expecting it, and the Stalker micro to hold it off perfectly is inhumanly hard. So
yeah, you can't hold it off with Stalkers because you can just go for the probes, and the Stalker will take like a minute to kill a zealot.
Okay.
Nice.
Because Stalker DPS is terrible.
Huh. I actually managed to kill stalkers in that one time I was thinking of.
Yeah, you just have to go for the probes if you get Stalker.
All right. Well, thanks. That'll improve my proxy 2 gate against Protoss.
The only
I'll
thing
do
you
it
can
more.
do if you get a Stalker is you can just walk into the. You can just pull all your probes and walk over to your main base. That's what he can do if he gets a Stalker. And then you just kill your probes and then
Yeah.
he can kite you forever.
But if that sounds like it's going to end up being a base race. And
No, you can just build a pylon in your base. Or a Nexus, if he just mines long enough.
I've never seen that, although I do know that Protoss proxies are very vulnerable to any troops coming to your base.
That's generally like